And the reason it complains is actually we haven't returned any type of view here. That's why it's giving this error. So if you just say like text and put something here, even empty text, the error should go away. So we are filtering our list here depending on what search parameter we have, and we're returning this country data object for each row. And once we have this country data object, what I can do is say country data row view, and we can pass this country data object here, and this should take it and make it nice so we can look at it. Let's run our application on the simulator, and as you can see we have very long information here provided to us, and the sorting currently USA is the first place. To be honest, I don't see any other countries getting close to it with the numbers. We have all the information and this is provided to us correctly. So the other thing we want to do is, of course, to make this clickable. So when our user clicks on it, let me just show you the ready one. When a user clicks on it, let's say it will take us to a separate view and will give us information in more details. But this will be in the next stage. What I want to do now is the top area here. So let's go and do that instead. We're going to create these items. I'm going to call them like top card, data card, which has a number and a label underneath. Let's see, let's just tidy up here a little bit. Extensions, I put in a folder called extensions. This tool, let's put in a separate folder called views. All right, and here we're going to create another file, Command N. This is going to be a SwiftUI file, and I'm going to call this total data card. So in our total data card, we want to again close the left side. Maybe you want to show your canvas here. Let's do this, resume, so we get our hello world printout, and each card is going to have to label and the color specified to it. So let's say var number. This is going to be string. Yes, it sounds funny, but the number is going to be string. And the default value, I'm going to put an error just in case if we don't have anything. Then we say var name is going to be string. Default, not default actually. It's going to be called, yes, default is going to be confirmed, and a color. So say var color, and this is type of color. The default is going to be equal to primary color. Okay, we have these three things. Now we need to make these rows. So what we want to do is to make them nicely so they can divide the screen into three sections with some padding margins around them. So for this, to get the screen dimensions, we're going to get a geometry reader, and I'm going to get this called geometry in. So we have a variable called geometry that we want to use, and then we have our v stack, because our labels, our text is vertically placed in our view. That's why we use vertical stack here. So I'm going to create two text items. Let's just have an empty text in them. All right. So if we just resume, we should see nothing. Now I should get rid of the text from here. This end of met_re and end of vstack. Okay, and Command P to build and click here, try again, and this should show our two texts. So the top one is going to be our number. So we just say self.number. And the second one is going to be self.name. All right, but obviously it's not very nice. Let's make it a bit to look better. So we put a font to be sub-headline, a padding of 5 points should be okay, and a foreground color. We get our color is self.color that we have passed, and the same thing goes for our name. Instead of subheadliner, I want to give it a body, and the rest is going to be the same. So just format this nicely. And once we are done with our vertical stack, because right now we have just two text, we want to give it some frame. So let's give it a frame of the width we are going to get from our geometry dot size the height. I'm going to give it an 80 points, and alignment, let's put it center. So you can see now our card gets all the width of our view. Then we want to give it a background color, and let's say dot actually this is color dot green for now, just to see if we are getting anything. And finally, let's give it some corner radius of maybe an 8. Yeah, we have some corner radius. What I want to do is, before we proceed, I want to create some colors in our assets library. So the way we are going to do this is just come to our asset library, right click, new color set, and we're going to create a color and give it a name. And the good thing about this is you can create a color for a dark mode and for the light mode, the normal mode at the same time. So you just have one color, you give it a name, and then the system automatically checks what the appearance is and gets the right color for that specific look. So let's call this one, instead of just color, I'm going to call this one card let's just say card background color. Let's let's call it card background gray. And selecting this color and opening the side panel here, and you can say appearance, none, any, and dark. This is what we need. So in any, I want to keep it as it is, white. It's not really white. We want to set the color a little bit. So put it red. Let's put it 0.949. The green, I'm going to put the same. Actually, all three same. It's kind of a very, very light gray. And for the dark color, just select this, and we're going to change the values to be 0.100, 110, and same for the rest. Actually, this is 118 here. All right, so we have this color, and the question is, how do we use it? Simply just copy the name, get back to our code, and let's close this, and where is our color? We're going to say, instead of whatever the color we had, we're going to give it a name, and name takes a string. So if I resume, we should see a light gray here, which is very good. This is what we need. So this is our card view. So let me just get rid of the canvas, get back to my view. And now that we have our card view, what we need is to put these card views in a top area. So we're going to create this top area, and let's call this total data view. All right, our total data view, in order to work, is going to have a variable called total data. This is a type of total data, of course. And in order to keep our canvas happy here, let me just open it so it knows what it's going to show. I'm going to pass my the test total data we have. Right, and now if I just resume, we're going to see the hello world here. So what we need to do is to make visually this line. So we have a vertical stack because we have one row on top of another one, and then a horizontal stack. So let's create a V stack. Let me just get rid of this string, say end of V stack. And inside we say H stack. All right, so in our each horizontal stack, horizontal row, we are going to have 3 items, and each item is a total data card view. So I'm going to create a total data card view, and here we're going to provide it with a number, with a name, and a background color. So the first one is going to be, we are going to access our total data card, and I want to, total data. And I want to pass my confirmed cases, but of course we need to format it because we need to pass a string. And the name is going to be confirmed. Color, I'm not going to pass anything because the primary color is okay in this case. then I just want to copy this and paste it 2 more times. And let's make this nicely indented. All right, so we have 3 cards now. The second one is going to be our critical instead of confirmed, and let's call this critical. And this one I want to pass a color, so I say dot yellow. Or if you want to, I mean, you can just go and create another color. I'm going to stick with yellow, and let's copy and paste this one. I'm going to pass red here because this is going to be the what we have, the third one. It's the death, so we put the number of death. All right, so we have 3 items here. Now if I just copy my horizontal stack and paste it here, we will have another 3 cards. But see, it's quite a bit big spacing between them, which is fine. What we have afterwards is, let me just copy this one because we need a colored here. So we have death percentage, recovered, and the recovered percentage. So here I am going to say the death percentage, actually we need to format it in a different way because it's a double. Let's just put death percent here, and it's going to be red. And then this one is recovered, or is it? Yes, it's the recovered. This is going to be green, and this one is gonna be a recovered percentage. So let's just let's call this recovery percent. It's gonna be green as well. So what we are missing now is to format our 2 doubles. So let's create a string with a format, and format is going to be a string with some argument, and I'm going to format it at so percentage dot to f, and we pass here our total data dot, this is fatality rate. And what percentage to f means, let me just close the canvas, is that we want 2 digits after our floating point. And the same thing I want to do here. Instead, I am going to say recovery rate. Okay, so this looks good. What I want to do is right after our VStack, let's put some frame to it because we want to have this height a bit fixed. We don't want it to be all over the place. I'm going to say frame, and width we don't need because it's going to be full screen. What I want to say is the height should be something 170 points. No alignment is needed. And then let's add some padding of 10 points. It should look good. Okay, let's go to our recent view, because if I run my application now, we're not going to see any difference because we're not actually calling this total data view. But we want to put it right here. So in our VStack, right before our list header view, we want to say total data view. and then it's going to ask us to give it a total data object, which we can give it to from our COVID fetch total data. And let's see the magic happening. Yes, we have everything nicely set. Only one problem is that actually we don't have our navigation bar title or etc., which we're going to fix in our next lecture.